What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stokastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks NBA Finals Game 4 edition. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. It goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Like, I don't know, the content that went 3-0 on this video, 4-0 in the premium Discord. Nikola Jokic, actually, we did kind of sweat the one assist that he needed there for the last quarter and a half. It was like tick, 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 tick. Glad he got that one done. Got it across the finish line, and then was on the over 51.5 PRA for him. Ended up betting the Jimmy Butler over 24.5 points. He covered that in less than 3/4. And then Denver minus 2.5. Absolute smashes across the board. We'll talk through game 4. A couple of different numbers that are showing across the industry. I'll give you my lean, my like, my lock per usual. But first, check out BetMGM, not just because then you get that NBA card coming up here for Friday's game 4, but you're going to get my MLB card the entire rest of the way. We hit a Chris Taylor home run already this morning. What a time to be alive. The home run props have been jumping off the bat quite literally over in that premium Discord. So if you want access to that, and it's not just me, it's Eitan Shander, who you're going to have over the weekend for the MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You've got Isaiah Suarez, you've got Ben Raza, some of the sharpest dudes in the industry at your disposal. So take advantage of that. Get BetMGM, but that's not all. If you put a $100 bet down, or if you put a $20 bet down, or anything up to $1,000, if you hit it, you get that money in your account. Yay, good times. But if it doesn't hit, you get that money back in bonus bets over at BetMGM. Yes, so up to $1,000. You could bet 50, 100, 1,000. Doesn't matter what you feel comfortable betting there over at BetMGM. Of course, bet responsibly. It's only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. But getting that money back in bonus bets will be great stuff for you. All right, got something else in store for you here between the like and the lock, of course. But friends, we want to run it back here. Sweep. I do have a broom putter in the bag right now. That thing, I should have grabbed that. That would be funny. It's better than holding a broom like I'm that famous painting. Whatever. We're going to talk a little game 4, shall we? Producer Alicia, let's get to the picks. I feel pretty sharp about a couple of pieces of news that happened, and I felt very comfortable focusing on Jimmy Butler and Nikola Jokic for that game 3, just because I thought there were going to be some unpredictable bits of minutes. And sure enough, Michael Porter Jr., man, I think I had a pretty good read on that one at least. I should have shorted him across the board. 21 minutes, 1 for 7 from the field, completely defensive ineptitude. He did get 7 boards. I saw 7.5 or 6.5 were kind of your prevailing numbers there. But Bruce Brown played the lion's share of minutes there for Denver, 29. But of course, the major story, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray both put up 30-point triple doubles. Thank you for coming. Please pull around. Have a nice day. 109, 94, pretty comfortable slacking around of Miami. It was competitive through a quarter and a half, and then Denver went on a run to close out that second quarter. They go on a crazy run there with nobody. Get in your seats, Miami fans. It's the start of the second half. I know that you're out there enjoying a Cuban cigar on the patio, doing whatever the hell else you do, living in your beautiful city with beautiful people doing beautiful things, but sit in your seat at the start of the second half. They needed you. Whatever. I really have no dog in the fight. I'm just simply out here trying to win money. Those are my dogs in the fight here. And I was happy to have Denver get across the line. Minus 2.5. Felt pretty good about that one. Let's talk about the Miami Heat side, because this rotation was pretty interesting to me as well. Kevin Love, he went back to that de facto 8 minutes, starting off the quarter type thing, 16 minutes total. Thought he looked pretty good. Obviously, the beginning of that second half was the difference maker of this entire game. And he was on the floor for a lot of that, ended up kind of getting buried amongst it. But Jimmy Butler, nice to see him be aggressive. Got to the line, 5 for 6 from the line, 11 for 24 from the field, 28, 4, and 2. Again, almost all of that through 3 quarters because it got wonky towards the end. And also, it got down to a 10-point game, and they didn't sub him back in the last 2 minutes with Bam Adebayo, and Duncan Robinson hit that 3. Weird stuff going on there at the end of that one. I would just have my dudes out there running amok, trying to make anything happen, especially with as good of a defender as Jimmy Butler is. Put him and Haywood Highsmith up there at the top and just put full court pressure on Jamal Murray and whomever else. Denver didn't look very secure with the ball there in those last 2-3 minutes, but whatever. You saw Caleb Martin get back the lion's share of those minutes. 32 minutes that we saw from him. Was very curious to see where some numbers dropped on him. We're still going to be waiting for those. So again, you want to jump into that premium Discord. If there's anything that I think jumps out with some of these ancillary players, Duncan Robinson, who played 14 minutes but had closed out a couple of games in the previous series, was the difference maker, I would say, in those game 6 games. Well, the game 7 for sure win in Boston. He found a nice way to that closing unit, almost helped them win that game 6 and wouldn't have had to go play that game. But I digress. A lot of bench players I've got my eye on once again, but this is yet again going to be a featured spot. We're going to go lean this time. We had this in the like section, the -2.5 Denver. I'm going to put them in the lean section here at 3.5, mainly because I think, it's a point, okay? And if you have a game script like you ran into last time, obviously it doesn't matter, where Denver's just the better team. I don't think anybody is out here arguing that Denver isn't the better team. It's simply a 7-game series. Can Miami create enough turnovers? Can they create enough ineptitude with these ancillary pieces that are not Jamal Murray and not Nikola Jokic? I mean, you got to bottle up Jamal Murray to some extent. I think that's really just a foregone conclusion if Miami's going to try to find any way to be up in this series, to try to win this series. Seems a little far-fetched to me, and I think I've said that enough times. But we've doubted Miami before. They've kind of thrived in that situation. But Denver -3.5. Haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But similar to that Jimmy Butler player where I was on the over of 24.5 points, that's now scooted up. That ended up being on the card. This one has a pretty good chance of being on the card too. Just want to be very, very careful. If it moves to 4, I'm just going to stay away, live for another day. Don't force in bets just because there's only a couple NBA games left. There's a lot of betting going on in your life. We have a lot of time. The MLB streets, they've been fond sometimes. Just saying, don't force it in, my friends. But this one, you can definitely take to the bank. And I feel pretty good about him. And I tried to not talk about him on the onset because I think he's been the best player for Miami. And it hasn't been remotely close in this series. Bam Adebayo has been a dude, and I've always loved this guy. I think he's one of the more underrated passers, and one thing that happened that I'm not the biggest fan of, I know Spo knows basketball way better than I do. I'm not going to pretend like he doesn't, but Bam Adebayo, when you had Jimmy Butler out, and before they acquired Kyle Lowry, yes, when Kyle Lowry was playing those starting minutes, Bam Adebayo had triple-double upside that I was capitalizing on pretty routinely. At least the double-double upside with the assist category, too. You could be getting rebounds plus assists. I was going back through some of my game logs because I keep track of all my bets from the last couple of years. There were so many pulling the triggers on Bam Adebayo assists, I can't even tell you. And it's been very muted because they continue to play through Jimmy Butler, and just 3 assists for Bam Adebayo is a little bit frustrating. Yet, have you watched this guy on the offensive boards against Jokic? He's been incredible. He created so many extra possessions for Miami. I think they get blown out of the freaking water without some of those extra opportunities that you were looking at. 10 offensive rebounds there as a team. Bam Adebayo had 6 of them in game 3. Wild what he is helping create. The energy's there. Defensively, he's able to switch onto anybody who's on the floor at any given time. Love what he brings to the table as a basketball player. And now there's finally a number to take advantage of here with him because, well, it seems like his points prop, they've been buoyed between 16, 18, sitting in this kind of range. And I don't think he's going to be getting the usage in competitive spots. They're going to need Gabe Vincent to knock down shots. They're going to need a lot of these guys to knock down shots. But I don't think there's any doubt from the rebounding perspective. With the assist perspective, if they at least allow him to continue to create in some capacity at the top of the key there, I think you're going to see a couple of boosted totals in terms of assists, in terms of rebounds. And I think PRA becomes a very live play at 34.5. I think this is far too low of a number. I wouldn't be surprised if this closed up around 35.5 as we get closer to tip, or perhaps 34.5 just gets juiced out of the water. It's going to be a tough spot here for Miami, but there's no doubt about it. Bam Adebayo, his activity level, the minutes that he's playing, 41 there, did close out the game. Didn't even have Jimmy Butler on the floor there for a couple of those minutes towards the end of the game. If this one stays competitive, I got to think Bam Adebayo is a lot of the reason why. And even still, I like that play more than I like the Denver -3.5, even though they're probably going to end up on the card. Such is life. Just like, hey, You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. Right here with Manscaped, my friends. Yes, manscaped.com. Not the most seamless transition I've ever had in the history of this program, but I digress. I am here to help you look your best, to take care of yourself, to help you feel your best. Would you like to be smooth in all the right places with all the right faces? Yes, there's also the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. I'm growing out this like ridiculous thing here at the moment. Probably gonna have to trim it. I have a wedding to go to this weekend. My wife, she runs the world, girls. Who runs the world, girls? Well, this will help you in that department, my friends. The Performance Package 4.0 featuring the Lawnmower 4.0, grooming, trimming, not nicking. That is the name of the game, my friends. So don't nick Van Exel. Take care of your... Oh, we're not even going to go for that, Brian. That's not going to be something we do. The Perfect Package 4.0, though, the luxury grooming kit with the Crop Reviver, Crop Preserver. I'm telling you, I hate shaving with a razor anywhere. On my face, on my nether regions, does not matter where it is. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan, and that's why these Manscaped products are perfect for me, and I think they're going to be perfect for you. You're going to see how effective they are in taking care of everything, making it look as smooth and as clean as humanly possible. So check out everything using promo code Stochastic to get 20% off anything that they offer over at Manscaped. And hey, the Platinum Package 4.0 that has everything, including the nose trimmer. Oh yeah, we're talking the Weed Whacker 2.0, friends. That thing, the electric nose hair trimmer, is a game changer. Never had any kind of issues in those rights as well. Get all of those hard to reach places. I really have nothing else to add. Just take advantage, my friends. 20% off and free shipping. Promo code Stochastic. Let's get ourselves to the lock, shall we? Whoo, daddy. I'm excited for this one. So, game one, Nikola Jokic triple-double. That was beautiful. Game two, ended up off of it. And I got to feel like that's one of the sharper things that I've done because I have sensitivity to lines that it seems like a lot of people don't. I saw a lot of people betting plus 2,100. Eric, do you think Nikola Jokic is going to have a triple-double in every game of the series? Well, Miami won a game. Now you're asking him to go triple-double for 5 consecutive games. Why don't you bet these individually and increase your ROI as long as you're getting the right number to apply all of what we're looking at? So, recapping for you, obviously the assists. Anytime you're looking at a triple-double, especially with a center, the assists are going to be the most difficult to attain. I don't think there's any question about that. There are going to be games where he has 8 or 9 rebounds, and you're going to feel like a dunce cap. I don't think that's really going to be in this series, though, especially if Miami continues to shoot the ball poorly. Lots of defensive rebounds available for the grabbing. And you're looking at a guy in Jokic who averaged 12.2 rebounds per game during the regular season in just 34.5 minutes per game. He played 44 minutes in game 3. He's in great shape. I know he looks like a lumberjack, but he is in phenomenal shape out there. He's going to play 42, 44, 46 minutes in anything that's remotely competitive. That one got as wonky as possible. He sat for the last minute or two, and you still got him out there for nearly every single minute of action. So barring injury, I look at the rebounds. They're like a foregone conclusion, I think, in this spot, projecting him for a bajillion. Look at his lines. As I'm looking across the industry right now, 23.5 rebounds and assists. I know a lot of you are going to be interested in that. I'm going to be interested in that to a certain extent as well. But you look at the PRA from the last game, and that one was an addition that I made in the premium betting card to the numbers that we were looking at for the triple-double. It's at 53.5 juice towards the over for this game. Just saying. The books have really been aggressive after the fact, jumping in on some of these numbers. And yet, Nikola Jokic triple-double is sitting at minus 105 inside of standard juice. You're damn right we're running it back. Nikola Jokic to triple-double is your lock. We've hit it both times on this program. Game 1, Game 3. We're going to hit it for Game 4 as well. I don't understand why this isn't outside of minus 105. In fact, Game 3, it closed at plus 110. It had plus 120 sitting there for a majority of the day. I was able to capitalize on that. Had everybody that I know join in on the fun. It closed at minus 155 in Game 2. Just saying. This is not reactionary enough. And I get that this spread has moved from 9.5 to 3.5 that we're looking at for these spots when they're going to have games in Miami. But that should increase the profile for Nikola Jokic because it takes a lot of those blowout scripts completely out of play. Closer spread, more opportunity for Nikola Jokic to be on the floor to play those 44-minute spots. What are we doing here, friends? Lock it up. Nikola Jokic, triple-double. Let's sweep the board again, my friends. I will see you on Monday for Game 5. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know how much money you made on Game 3. That always makes me feel good about myself. Also, just so great to see all of the great screenshots on Twitter. Go follow me there at Eric Lindquist. Check out BetMGM. Check out Manscaped. So many great things. So little time because, well, only a couple games left. Two minimum, but maybe Miami sneaks one. It's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to watch. Either way, guys, I will be back on Monday. Yes, we skipped the entire weekend. I love my guy, Aton, but we're just going to bypass him on Saturday, Sunday. I will see you here on Monday for another version. Until then, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets for Game 4 on Friday.